Good morning, students. From 16th onwards, you have SA1 exams. So, keeping this point in mind, I'm sending the video of lesson 3, revision video of lesson 3, how to revise point wise or how to cover the points which are given in the textbook. First, what is our lesson name? Acids, bases, and salts. In that, first we have to find out the indicators, because when a solution is given, how you will find out whether the given solution is an acid, base, or salt? By using the indicators. So there are different types of indicators: natural indicators, synthetic indicators, olfactory indicators, and universal indicators. Coming to the natural indicators. So naturally, from the occurring substance, these indicators are prepared. Examples are litmus papers and red cabbage and turmeric powder. These are the examples. By using this litmus papers, there are two types of litmus papers, blue and red color. So acids changes blue litmus to red, and bases they change red litmus to blue. Now coming to the synthetic indicators. So these indicators prepared in lab artificially, but not by using these natural materials. And there are two types: phenolphthalein indicator and methyl orange indicator. So phenolphthalein indicator in acidic medium, there is no change, it remains colorless. And phenolphthalein indicator in the basic medium, it changes into the pink color. Now coming to the methyl orange. In acidic medium, it changes red color, and methyl orange in bases, in basic medium, it changes into yellow color. Next one, olfactory indicators. What are olfactory indicators? These are the indicators by using the odor or the smell, we can find out whether the given solution is an acidic or basic solution. So here these olfactory indicators in acidic medium, it remains the same odor, means there is no change in the odor of that particular substance or the solution. But these olfactory indicators in basic medium changes the odor, means its odor changes. So what are the examples of olfactory indicators? Onions, clove oil, and one more thing is vanilla essence. Next, coming to the universal indicators. By using this natural, synthetic, olfactory, just you can find out whether the given solution is an acid or base. But coming to the universal indicator, you can find out the given solution is whether it is an acid or base. Along with that, you can find out whether it is a strong acid or weak acid, or strong base or weak base. That you can find out. So here, what is a universal indicator? It is a mixture of several indicators, contains several indicators, and it shows different concentrations of H plus ions in a solution. When you use this universal indicator in any solution, it gives the hydrogen ion concentration in different colors. We have in our textbook that colors of pH. So once refer that one. And here, what is pH? It is a scale used for measuring hydrogen ion concentration in a solution. And coming to, by using the universal indicator in acids, the pH value is less than 7. In bases, pH value is greater than 7. And in salts, this pH is equals to 7. So this is about the indicators. Now we'll discuss about the chemical properties of acids and bases. So chemical properties of acids and bases. First, you take some different kinds of acids like HCl, strong acid, weak acid, like different kinds of acids take and test with the solutions of litmus paper, phenolphthalein solution, and methyl orange. and when you test these acids, litmus paper changes from red to blue, and phenolphthalein solution in that acidic medium remains no change, or otherwise remains no change. And methyl orange, the solution, it changes, acidic solution, it changes into the red color. So this is I'm explaining activity wise which are given in our textbook. So this is given as an activity 1. Now coming to the bases. You take different types of different solutions of bases and test with the litmus paper, phenolphthalein solution and methyl orange. So in all the solution, basic solution, litmus paper, blue litmus paper changes to red, and phenolphthalein solution changes in basic medium pink color, and methyl orange in bases it changes into the yellow color. Next, reaction of acids with metals, and this is very important question. Even in we have this lab activity. So you take one conical flask and take metal. So here the reaction of acids with metal. So you have to take zinc metal and add a few drops of dilute hydrochloric acid. So when reaction takes place, you have to cover the neck of that conical flask with the rubber cork and not just cover it, and fumes are coming. Otherwise, without covering, just leave it and fumes are coming. When fumes are coming, bring the burning candle near the neck of that conical flask. Then the flame put off by making the pop sound, means it liberate hydrogen gas. So when metals react with acids, they liberate hydrogen gas. This is very, very important bit. And now coming the same reaction of metals with the bases. Actually, such reactions are not possible with all the metals. For example, if you take a sodium hydroxide, this is the base. So this base, when react with the same zinc metal, it produces sodium zincate and it liberates hydrogen. But all the bases does not react with the metals, all the metals. Next, coming to the third activity 3. When acids react with metal carbonates. When acids react with metal carbonates. Reaction of acids with metal carbonates. So here metal carbonates means, for example, if you take sodium carbonate Na2CO3, this when react with an acid, dilute hydrochloric acid, it produces or it forms salt, carbon dioxide and water. But the same metal, when bases react with the metal carbonates, such reactions do not take place, because metal carbonate acts as a base. So bases itself does not react with the bases. So that's why such reactions do not take place. Next, when metal hydrogen carbonates, when acids react with the metal hydrogen carbonates. So when acids react with the metal hydrogen carbonates means NaHCO3 and in dilute hydrochloric acid, it produces salt, carbon dioxide and water. The same reactions with the bases do not take place, such reactions. Next, fifth point is neutralization reaction. Neutralization reaction. So neutralization, what is neutralization reaction? When an acid and a base reacts, it produces salt and water. Such type of reactions are known as neutralization reactions. So here for acids, when they react with the base, they produce salt and water. Now coming to the bases, when bases react with acids, they too form salt and water. Next, reaction of acids with metal oxides. When acids react with metal oxides, then they produce salt and water. For the metal oxide, for example, if you take the copper oxide, then it reacts with the hydrochloric acid, it produces copper chloride, which is in bluish green color, and it liberates water also. And the metal oxides with the bases do not takes place. Such reactions do not take place. Why? Because same reason, bases do not react with the base. There is no reaction. Now next one, seventh point, acids have H plus ions and bases have OH minus ions in the solutions. Once again, coming to the sixth point, actually acids react with metal oxides. They liberate salt and water. At the same time, they produce salt and water. But here bases do not react with the metal oxides, but they react with the non-metal oxides. Here bases react with the non-metal oxides and they produce salt and water. And it is very important point, and they may ask either 1 mark or for 2 marks. Why metal oxides have because 1 minute I will tell you. See, reaction of acids with metal oxides, they produce salt and water. When we will get salt and water, when an acid react with the base, then it produces salt and water. So when acids react with the metal oxides means here the metal oxides is having the basic nature. Even in bits, this one, it is very important. What is the nature of metal oxides? Is acid, base or salt or neutral or something they may ask. Next, at the same time, non-metal oxides, so bases do not react with the metal oxides. Why? Because they are having the basic nature. So bases do not react. So bases react with the non-metal oxides and they produce salt and water. So when they get salt and water in the neutralization reactions, we can get salt and water. So here bases and non-metal oxides means it is having the acidic nature. So again, one more bit, non-metal oxides are having dash nature, acidic nature. So these are the activity wise I wrote the differences in reactions I wrote with acids and bases.